Assalamu alaikum and good morning, my dear students. How are you all? Hope you all are doing well. So, I welcome all of you to today's biology class. So, we were discussing about the microorganisms, right? The useful microorganisms in the previous class. And in that, we learned about what all things? We learned about different microorganisms, different types of microorganisms, and about the useful microorganisms. Is it the role of microorganisms in the baking industry for preparing the cakes, pastries, etc.? Then we discussed about the commercial uses of microorganisms, that is in the production of wine, alcohol, etc. Then the medicinal uses of microorganisms, that is in the production of antibiotics, vaccines, right? And today we will be discussing two another topics, that is about the role of microorganisms in increasing the soil fertility and also in cleaning the environment. Okay, and also about some harmful microorganisms which causes diseases in humans, animals and plants. Okay, so let's move into the topics in detail. The role of microorganisms in increasing the soil fertility. So some bacteria and blue-green algae means a type of algae, will be able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and they will enrich the soil with the nitrogen and increase the soil fertility. So you know that the plants don't have the ability to convert the atmospheric nitrogen. Is it? The nitrogen from the atmosphere. The plants don't have the ability to convert directly into the usable form. So these kind of bacteria or microbes will help the plants to convert the atmospheric nitrogen to plant usable form. Okay, so these microbes are commonly called biological nitrogen fixers. Okay, since they will help to fix the atmospheric nitrogen, they are called biological nitrogen fixers. For example, we have cyanobacteria. You can see the picture of cyanobacteria here. See this picture. This is cyanobacteria and it is an example for biological nitrogen fixers. Next is the role of microorganisms in cleaning the environment. So you will be often seeing a large amount of dead organic matter. That means the remainings of decaying plants and sometimes dead animals on the ground. But if you see it, they will disappear after some time, right? They will disappear after some time. Why? Because the microorganisms present in the soil will decompose this dead organic waste. Organic waste means the remainings of plants or animals. Okay, plants and animals, and they will convert it into simple substances. Microorganisms will decompose the remainings of plants and animals and convert it into simple substances. Okay, so this is called a decomposition. And the microorganisms will help in the process of decomposition. And the decomposed matters can be used again by the plants and animals. We can use it as a manures for plants and also food for animals. Okay, so thus microorganisms can be used to degrade the harmful and smelly substances present in our environment and thereby help in the cleaning of the environment. So these are the uses of microorganisms. So next we will discuss about the harmful microorganisms. That means how the microorganisms become the enemy of humans or animals. Okay, so next we will discuss about the harmful microorganisms. Microorganisms are harmful in many ways because some of the microorganisms will cause diseases in human beings, animals and plants. That's why such disease-causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Okay, disease-causing microorganisms in plants, animals and human beings are called pathogens. So pathogens can be viruses, bacteria, protozoans or anything. Okay, so the disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens, and these pathogens enter our body through the air we breathe, the water we drink, or food we eat. And they can also get transmitted means from one person to another by direct contact with the diseased person or carried through a animal. Okay, that we will discuss in detail. That is microbial diseases that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food, physical contact, and such type of diseases are called communicable diseases. That is the diseases which spread from an infected person to a healthy person are called communicable diseases. A better example is the corona, right? The corona is getting infected from a diseased person to a healthy person. Okay, so such type of diseases are called communicable diseases. So examples for such diseases include cholera, common cold, chicken pox, tuberculosis, etc. So how they spread through the air or water? For example, when a person is suffering from common cold, that is, if he is suffering from common cold, he will sneeze. So while he is sneezing, fine droplets of moisture carrying thousands of viruses will spread in the air. The virus may enter the body of a healthy person while he is breathing. Okay, the same thing is happening in the case of corona. Next, there are some insects and animals which act as carriers of disease-causing microbes. For example, housefly. Housefly is a carrier. Carrier means the one who carries the disease-causing organism within it. For example, housefly. So the flies will sit on the garbage and animal excreta, including human. Pathogens stick to their body. So while the flies will sit on the garbage or animal excreta, what will happen? The pathogens present in this will stick to the body of the flies. And when these flies sit on the uncovered food, and they will transfer the pathogens to that food. So whoever eats the contaminated food will likely to get sick. Understood? That's why we are saying that we don't want, you should not use uncovered food. Okay, because that food will be contaminated by many flies and other organisms. So next carrier is mosquito. So first we discussed about housefly. The next one is mosquito. In the mosquitoes, the female Anopheles mosquito is a carrier of the disease malaria. Okay, the female Anopheles mosquito carries the parasite or disease-causing organism of malaria. And female Aedes mosquito will act as a carrier of dengue virus. So female Aedes mosquito will carry the virus dengue that causes dengue fever, and Anopheles mosquito will carry the malaria causing organism. So all mosquitoes breed in water, hence one should not let water collect anywhere in coolers, tires, flower pot, etc. So that's why during the rainy season we are said that we have to clean our surroundings of our home, right? By keeping the surroundings clean and dry, we can prevent the mosquitoes from their breeding. So next, look at this table. Here there are some common human diseases caused by microorganisms. So in this table, the name of the disease causes in human is given, then the microorganisms which causes the disease is given, then how the disease is transmitted, the mode of transmission is given, that is how the disease is transmitted from one person to another is given, and how to prevent it, the preventive measures is given. So first we will look at tuberculosis. Okay, so the disease tuberculosis is caused by the microorganism bacteria, and it is transmitted through air. Okay, so the tuberculosis is carried by the bacteria and it will transmitted through the air. And next disease is measles. Okay, this is also caused by a virus and it is spread through the air. And next one is chickenpox. Chickenpox is also a virus and they will spread by air and also through a physical contact. Okay, and next one is polio, which is also caused by virus and it also will be spread from one person to another through air or through water. Okay, so these are the some virus causing and bacteria causing diseases, and let's look how these diseases can be spread, because the mode of transmission in these diseases are common, that is through air it is transmitting. So let's look what are the preventive measures for these diseases. So keep the patients in complete isolation. So the patient should be kept alone, or he should be in isolation, and keep the personal belongings of the patient away from those of others, like his dresses and the common using things, dresses, kerchiefs, then etc. from others. And also vaccinations to be given at suitable age. Vaccinations can also prevent these diseases. Okay, so next disease is cholera. Cholera is caused by a bacteria and the mode of transmission is through water or food, through the contaminated water or contaminated food. And next disease is typhoid. It is also spread through bacteria and it is transmitted from one person to another through contaminated water. So these diseases can be prevented by maintaining personal hygiene and good sanitary habits. That is, the person should be hygienic, okay, and consume properly cooked food and boiled drinking water. So since this disease is spreaded by through the contaminated food and water, we should consume properly cooked food and boiled drinking water. Okay, to an extent, vaccination can prevent these diseases. So next disease is hepatitis B, which is caused by a virus and it is transmitted through water. So this disease can be prevented through drinking boiled drinking water. Since it is spread through contaminated water, we have to drink boiled drinking water, and through vaccination this disease can be prevented. So the last disease is malaria. So malaria is caused by a microorganism protozoa. Okay, it is a plasmodium. It is the protozoa which spread malaria is plasmodium, and mosquito will spread disease from one person to another. Okay, the mosquito will transmit the disease and use the mosquito net and repellents to prevent these diseases, and also spraying insecticides and control the breeding of mosquitoes can prevent the disease malaria. Okay, so this is the some common human diseases caused by microorganisms. Next we will look at the disease causing microorganisms in animals. Okay, so several microorganisms will cause diseases in animals too, other than plants and humans. For example, anthrax is a dangerous disease which causes foot and mouth disease in cattle and is caused by a virus. Okay, so the anthrax causing virus is called, or the anthrax is caused by a bacterium called Bacillus anthracis, and it caused the anthrax disease was discovered by a scientist named Robert Koch in 1876. So the anthrax disease causing in human and cattle is caused by a bacterium called Bacillus anthracis, and the foot and mouth disease of cattle is caused by a virus. The next one is disease causing microorganism in plants. So like in humans and animals, several microorganisms will cause diseases in plants too. Okay, like in wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple and others. So what will happen if these kind of diseases will affect the plants? It will affect the yield of the crops. It will reduce these kind of diseases, will reduce the yield of the crops, and they can be controlled by the use of certain chemicals that will kill the microbes. Now let's look at this table. These are the common plant diseases caused by microorganisms. first column the plant disease is given, next one the organism, microorganisms which cause the disease is given, then the mode of transmission, okay, and the picture of all the diseases is given. So first is citrus canker. Okay, citrus canker is a disease caused by bacteria and the mode of transmission is through the air. Okay, and it will be causing in the citrus fruit means in the lemon and all. Okay, this disease will be causing in, or it's seen in the citrus fruits, that is for example lemon. Next one is rust of wheat, and it is caused by the fungi, and the disease will transmitted through the air and the seeds of the plant, and we can see this disease in wheat. Okay, and next one is yellow vein mosaic of Bindi. Bindi means lady's finger. Okay, and this will caused by the microorganism virus, and this disease will be spread from one plant to another by an insect, and it will be seen in lady's finger. You can see the picture of lady's finger leaf. So my dear students, in today's class we discussed about the role of microorganisms in increasing the soil fertility, that is about the biological nitrogen fixers, is it? Then we discussed about the role of microorganisms in cleaning the environment. Okay, after that we learned about the harmful microorganisms, that is the microorganisms that cause diseases, about the pathogens, right? In that we discussed some of the common diseases seen in the humans, their mode of transmission, their causative organism, and also the preventive measures. Then we discussed about the diseases in animals, for example anthrax, right? Then after that we learned about the diseases in plants caused by the microorganisms, their causative organisms, mode of transmission, etc. So I think all of you understood the topics. So we will meet in the live classes. Okay, so if you have any doubts we will clear it there. Okay, that's all. We will meet in the next class. Thank you.